I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you have to do, make it last. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't run, boy, this should change the back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 950. Tuesdays, we've been talking professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias and the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ready to hang out with you guys today. And we got a crew with us hanging out. First of all, we do have from the Riz Cave, the Riz, the presider of Mayhem Mania. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm actually just trying to get things set up for today.
I'm just trying to keep my shit together right now. Yeah, no, you and me both, pal. You and me both. And then we have on the couch, it is both debuting on the show.
Yes, first time.
The Misfit Militia of Blair Zeleth and Jasper Alvin Ziekenbach.
Ziegenbach.
That's what I said. Isn't that what I said? What did I say?
Or something
Ziegenbach? Ziegen? I put a K in there. Is it Ziegenbach? I wrote what you said, I swear. Ziegenbach. Jazz, if you have to make a title.
It's a little easier.
It's a little easier. We're gonna talk about that name.
Yeah,
we're
I was born with it.
You were born with it, yes.
Fresh out the womb.
like, what's up, bitches? Spell my name.
Christ.
So, anyways, it's a Wrestling Mayhem Show. Hey, you guys are with 880 Wrestling, and actually wrestling all over the place and everything. So I know, Jazz, I just saw you at Pit Fight this past Friday as well. So we're going to be talking about what's going on with you guys. But of course, we'd like to get into the general wrestlingness of the world, that whatever's going on out there. So, Riz, what would you like to touch on first? I got a few suggestions in here, but I didn't know if anything was on your mind.
Shoot, Sorg. Go ahead.
That's a no. I can't make decisions. I'm trying to run Mayhem Mania, and you just go ahead in the first
look,
place.
Matt gave me the opportunity to do this. I'm trying not to fuck this up.
He's so serious with this. I wish I had the camera on you, but I was fixing the video situation.
It's okay.
But it's like you're just like, man, he's deep in it. He's been losing sleep over this. Oh no, I'm worried about you, little guy. You're okay. You'll be okay. It's okay. We can make it through Mayhem.
Guy,
I don't know
Sorg.
why I called you little guy. I got some stuff going on.
Sorg.
I got some stuff. You were literally a little guy to me. So like sorry to be sizist. Apparently I have a trend of that. But anyways, we're not getting into that story again. That was last week on the show, or 2 weeks on the show whenever we did that. Anyways, so let's have a carryover from the awesome cast, because we mentioned this a little bit. Have you seen El Grande Americano? And
Yes.
it's not the Starbucks drink that I have here.
From the actual Gulf of America.
Gulf of America.
It's the best. It's the best like bill you could give. The second that Chad Gable did the whole "I'm gonna go off and learn," the origins of being a luchador and become the best luchador I've ever seen. Ever since he said that, I was like, I can't wait for him to come back and see what presentation they give him. And I think it's perfect.
So between that and even like I shared one of the videos from WWE of his entrance, and the first thing on it is Pat McAfee says, "I prefer a venti," and I was like, I am so here for the Starbucks jokes on this thing.
God.
Holy crap! I wish RJ City was RJ City or Claudia were part of this company to also weigh in on this situation, because that would be tremendous, right?
Yes.
So. But it's
so good. It really is. I was curious because I think a lot of people, like myself included, thought this was how they were going to tie Phoenix into the company when he left AEW and came back in. But that doesn't seem to be the case, because I think Phoenix is going to SmackDown, is what the rumor is, at least.
Allegedly, maybe.
Yeah, allegedly, maybe.
He's had promos on SmackDown, and they're like, well, I'm pretty sure we all know who this is coming. Is literally what I think they said last week.
I also think it's a great counteract to Penta, because you have this very, very supported, like, babyface, fiery luchador, and then you have Grande America. Like, it's the perfect balance.
It is though, and it's not like, and it's not in the way that we had like what was the Lucha Bros, or no, they were the Lucha Bros. What was the Lucha?
Conquistadors?
No, not the ones that went Lucha. You just yelled.
Was Lucha House Party?
Yes,
Lucha House
Lucha
Party,
House Party.
which was the so like terribly pigeonholed Lucha gang or whatever, right? So, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you had that. You had like they really haven't done tag team Mexican wrestlers really well.
Which makes it all the more curious that they're seemingly going to separate the Luchadores.
But you know what though? If you keep them separated, and then you bring them together for the big moment eventually, and we're like, hey, I've missed you.
Yeah.
Like they're great by themselves, better together. Build them because again, like remember, like 80% of this audience has no idea who these people are.
No,
they're getting onto them really quick. So yeah.
But I think it'll be interesting because this is the first time I think since Ray really that WWE has had this much fire behind two Mexican talents coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So
since Ray,
since Ray, literally, it'll be fingers crossed that it actually
like Dragon Lee's there. That's great. Santos is amazing, but not like really lauded, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They got rebuilt and NXT and all this stuff, right?
Like for the most part. Penta is exactly the same as he was. I mean, he's maybe not like Lucha Underground Penta yet.
He hasn't been for a while.
But exactly, even in AEW, he was not that guy anymore. So to keep his presentation the same, the fact they didn't change any of his naming or anything like that, they just let him come in.
Best entrance he's had since Lucha Underground.
So good.
Like they keep messing with those fireworks and everything and playing with it, you know.
Well, and the fact that also the crowd very quickly there was a good enough size. Part of the crowd that knew the Cerro Miedo, everyone else caught on like fire.
Yeah. You just need enough seating, right? Yeah. As I like to call the I'm waiting for you to finish the drink. Crowd fluffers, kind of situation. Like it's kind of we always make the. I heard that there's a little bit of a crowd. Agitators at a show this past weekend. I was like, oh yeah, we call that this because we always remember that one guy from Ring of Honor that's always pounding on the guardrail and getting the crowd going. And I realized he was at every show I went to and every show that I watched online. And I was like, oh, he's the crowd fluffer.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what it is. It gets the crowd going. Somebody to start to chance if nobody else is getting into it. And that honestly, AEW needs that for the Ring of Honor tapings because it's usually late. They've lost half the crowd, whatever. But they're putting on good stuff. They are, regardless.
And I think it'll, especially the fact that they've switched to doing some more unique venues. Like I think it just got leaked that AEW is running the Masonic Temple. I think is at Detroit, or I think it's Detroit. That's such a unique and like intimate venue.
Yeah,
I think honestly. Cutting down the size a little bit will give to others for their noise.
Ring of Honor is great in big venues. You know what I mean? Like I just that's one thing I thought was lost when they brought it in to AEW and just like we're going to do these arenas, but like even I love the different vibe. I know people's like, oh, they're doing smaller venues because they feel it's like who cares? Like they're doing small. They got the TV deal. You know what I mean? Like they need to make it look good on TV so they can keep their TV deal and keep growing that.
Exactly.
And so that hopefully Max or whoever else keeps throwing money at them and hopefully they get a Ring of Honor TV deal, right?
Yeah.
So no, absolutely. But back to Americana. Well, there's 2 points of context here, and we're not going to get into politics and all the weird shit going on here. But I do listen. You're allowed to do commentary. Okay, and they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't be calling this out and stuff," because I knew there was a controversy on one part. I didn't realize that people actually were laying in on the controversy of them using Gulf of America, which, my God, that is perfect for what we're doing right now. You know,
there is a time and place to pull those things into, pull that little bit of reality. And if you're going to do something like Chad Gable becoming the world's greatest luchador, and that's one of the places you could pull something like that and have it work.
Allegedly.
Our lawyers have told us that's the key word. So our Mayhem lawyers have weighed in, and we don't need a second letter from WWE for our actions on this show. Okay. We've had a actual letter and a veiled threat from WWE, and we will not be going further.
No.
So anyways, God, I need to pull the chat room up here because I'm sure this is fun over here. Sorry about that. But anyways, intern John's out there. Keep an eye on it too, in case I am missing anything really important. But the controversy that
I am not.
Oh, you're not keeping an eye on things. Okay, you're not.
Will not allow me because I'm
that's
too
right.
suspicious.
You're suspicious for Facebook.
I'm extremely suspicious. I fear.
John, seriously. Listen, don't put first name intern, second name John. That's not going to work probably.
I actually put Joe Mama, and that's not even a joke. Facebook did not like that.
Okay, all right. They're like, okay.
Just a quick tip.
Don't use Joe Mama. Anyways, where the hell am I with this? So the actual, hold on, I gotta check on the comments before we get deep into this thing. The guy always threw out the streamers to everyone before our RH shows. Yeah, same guy. He's a streamer guy. If you want to use a more family-friendly term, second greatest luchador, Dom is the greatest. So the guy's coming out with a lawnmower. Oh God!
The Mexicals.
Oh,
yeah.
So when they brought in Psychosis and all them, Hoovy.
They brought in Psychosis, Juventud Guerrera, and Super Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And one guy was like, let's put him in, I don't know,
Because that's
jumpsuits.
the
and
only
put him in-
time he interacts with Mexicans.
I was gonna
apparently.
say,
I mean, listen, when you're in Stanford,
unnamed former executives at that company. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
There's no one else that would have made that call.
No. Anyways, but the other controversy that I zeroed in, because I just thought the Gulf of America, considering everything and how ridiculous it in reality is.
Yeah.
Personally, I guess I'm getting slightly political here, but it's so fucking ridiculous. That's even this is the thing, but like that people get mad on a political basis. But still, it's whatever. And it's commentary. And I thought it was hilarious. But of course, some people are going to comment on it because they're offended by it. Anyways, the AI generated promo package with the history of El Grande Americano, which I'm watching this thing and I was like, I'm pretty sure half of this is AI because it's got that vibe, and people called it out, looking at the figures, and they're frustrated over the company doing it. Listen, if you don't think companies are using AI already for assistive things, writing things, I've just had somebody on their show talking about this is exactly what he does in his day job, and he works for a very important business who actually made some of the AI. So of course, and if they're using it, then it must be okay for the rest of us. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So like they're using it for things. Even you might be using it for touch-ups in Photoshop or After Effects or something like that, right? Premiere has it, whatever. But this thing was like, oh no, we generated the shit out of this thing in AI. It's so bad, but that's perfect.
Yeah,
because when you're talking about this idea, of this like questionable history of this luchador you never heard of, and you put this out there and you make a wrestling promo that much more questionable looking on top of things to add to the what the hell is going on here. Like, I think that's part of the gimmick.
It once again, if there was going to be a modern situation where you use something that is as on a global topic as AI, it fits in with the fact that out of nowhere, this world famous luchador, the world's greatest luchador, but nobody's ever heard of him. So having a generated video alongside his generated history is just.
There's going to be a video of a guy in a mask sitting at a computer, plugging away at Sora.com with ChatGPT, and just like pumping this stuff out. Like, okay. Or even better, he has an intern doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, or it's one of the Creed brothers, that's generating this thing because they're only like collegiate athletes or something. So he maybe knows some stuff. I don't know. I guess they're not really presented that they would know some stuff, but maybe this is the one thing they know. Turns out, kind of at everything, really good at wrestling, kind of a bonehead, but gets AI prompts. Welcome to the Creed brothers.
God.
But anyways, I love it. Count the fingers. Have fun with it. It's whatever the case it is.
The people who are getting mad at this are getting baited.
They're mad. Yeah. Oh yeah. They are. There's also when they decide to do this, they're like, the internet's gonna hate this.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look bad. It's supposed to be like he's been this character for allegedly
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So of course they're gonna just string together an introduction video. Of course they're going to call it the Gulf of America because that's what it just twists a little bit. Twists that heel knife into your back.
Yep.
Yeah. And as someone who is very much pro artist and anti a lot of the mainstream uses of AI that are out there right now, this came across to me as, oh, that's the point.
Yeah.
It didn't come across as, oh, WWE just wanted to save $1. was made to look as fake as possible. Like the amount of fingers in like the crowd that's in it, it almost looks like they processed it and then processed it on top of it.
Yeah,
like just really gotta give
this
it that
doesn't look
edge.
fake enough. Let's do it again.
Exactly.
Absolutely. No, it's a lot of fun. I'm appreciating it. I'm having so much fun with it. Even when they did the part where somebody got arrested, I wonder if we're going to find out who got arrested at some point in the mask. You know, it's Mr. America, but they're doing so much more with it, right? So.
Yeah. Oh God, I just had Mr. America flashbacks. I can't go back.
Which is as it is a takeoff of Dusty Rhodes did something similar.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So but yeah, it's but they didn't do, because usually when they do that, he's been suspended.
Yeah.
So I love that it's like they're doing this and they're doing the Spider-Man or I guess it was the Batman thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. No, Spider-Man did a thing. He had Daredevil dress up as Spider-Man. Okay, geeks, help me out here with this. Like I'm helping with my canon on this, right? I'm pretty sure Daredevil dressed up as as Spider-Man to keep Peter Parker out of trouble.
I believe you are correct.
And then Superman also dressed up as Batman once, so that Bruce Wayne could be seen in the same place.
I was gonna say that, right? I know for sure.
So,
yes.
So I like, I'm like, help me with this one. So anyways, somebody's going to get this, or somebody's going to be really mad about this somewhere along the line. I'm going to make sure I clip this for TikTok, because either way, we're getting comments. Boy, where are we at on this thing? So where are we at for time? So on that note, let's take a quick moment here. Oh, God, because I got a couple weird things that come up next. So thank you, everybody that is supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. We've been going with the Patreon feed, of course, the live feed between Awesome Cast and Wrestling Mayhem Show. So you can see what's going on behind the scenes when we have the graphics up, things like that. And, of course, you have the post shows that we have going on. And you support the show and keep it going. Give us a reason to make sure we're doing the show and not decide, I want to take a week off, nobody's watching. But no, you guys aren't. You guys contribute to the show, and that's huge for us and very, very important. And we're going to talk about Patreon in a moment here in the next segment after this as well, and how other people are using it. But thank you guys for supporting us. Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Everybody does support the show, the fan of the show level. Boo diggity! Woo!
Wow, it cut out.
I got a little bit. I got a little bit on you though.
It cut out to the bow. That's weird.
Team Hammerfist, so the Tupac family, Bubba the Brewer of the Triple B Podcast and APWF. By the way, Triple B Podcast is going to have Rhino on as a guest this week. So shout out! Hey, I was in your neck of the woods there, Bubba, this weekend. Jason, yesterday on Monday. Jeez, Jason French at the Poppy Club level. Dave, Prof Pod Bonner, and by the way. We have apparently imagery to go with this. Poppy Club member Prof Pod. Look at the scarf. He got double scarf action going on there. Look at that action.
We have 2 people in their Patreon with scarves.
Yes, we do. That's kind of the thing. That's all the notes.
Nope.
That's all the notes, and I don't think there's anything secret in there, except in the Zoom link, I guess. But Rats in a Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid at the Pizza Club level, the Riz, and at the manager level.
Oh wait, no, wrong one.
Wrong one. Bradley. There he is. Look at that. Oh man, his best angle. Look at that.
I can't believe this is the second time you've accidentally put up.
Accidentally. Finger quotes. Accidentally put up Buff Angle.
It might be the cursor might have been over the eagle.
Hey,
the entire time.
Yeah. Hey, Chachi was in the studio for Awesome Cast, and we were talking about the Buff Eagle for him on the Patreon. Could you send him that, please, Riz?
Oh, I will.
Okay, can you take it? Because, we talked about it, and I didn't know if he had seen it yet, and I want to make sure that this is imprinted,
see this.
and I hope he shows his wife.
I made you a birthday eagle, by the way.
John, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Just want to point it out there.
John, you're my favorite intern.
Yes!
Where is it?
Because you've had so many of those.
I've had a couple, okay? The one was in Tennessee, so we had a lot going against him, but he did very well. He did clips for a while. So where is this, John?
Oh, it's on the socials.
Okay.
Yep, there it is.
Oh God.
Yep.
It's not as good as the Charity Eagle, I will say. That was probably the peak of my career.
You did do a Charity Eagle last week. Oh my God.
His mom is in chat.
Oh no. Whose mom's in the chat?
Sean, does that mean Sorg's mom is in the chat right now?
I don't know if she's in this chat. She was in the
last
Awesome
one.
Cast chat.
Oh my god, I'm sharing that everywhere. So wait, we had a charity eagle a week ago. Oh god, it's just on my face.
It's almost like you're the host of the podcast or
There
something.
was a
almost like-
charity eagle,
It's almost like you're here.
There's Hornswoggle for some reason. I post a lot of videos. I'm sorry, everybody.
I guess I should have
I'm
made
so
a St.
sorry,
Patrick's
everybody.
Day eagle, and it's really a shame that I didn't. Now
Oh
that I
yeah,
think
that's the
about it,
charity
but-
eagle for last week with our friends at Pit Play. They raised
I'm
over.
a fan of
I got the
the
text. I think they raised over $5,000 for Make a Wish. That's great since John Cena's not
Nice.
since John Cena's not helping them anymore. That's really good timing. So that should have been the pitch, honestly, right? So
That was my pitch
Right.
to the class I UTA for. Nobody popped for it. Nobody thinks I'm funny. It was really sad.
man, nothing felt sadder when I had to explain why John Cena turning heel was such a big deal to some of my class last week or 2 weeks ago when I was like, this is the most important thing that happened, guys. The greatest betrayal in American history. Really of course, it's the week after the Zelensky thing, so they think I'm talking about that. And I was like, but of course, I mean John Cena turning on America and the kids, and they're just like, "What the fuck?" Like the whole crowd, like
blank stares.
like
This is like the
four
bit from
people.
the Goldbergs where the kid goes over to his girlfriend's parents' house and they're like, "What do you think about Star Wars?" And there's an entire montage of him just like flipping out over the Empire Strikes Back, and they were like, "Yeah, we meant the Reagan policy."
Yeah, this was the opposite. So, but it was like okay, about 5 kids really kind of like lit up, and the other one was just like, what? But everybody was worried for a minute. I was like, got him. So, that's like I'm just trying to get I'm trying to make sure they're fucking awake. Okay, this class is at 2:40. It's technically 3 hours. These kids are like. I'm like, hey guys, it's Thursday, and let's talk about podcasting. No numbers for you guys, you know. So, anyways, that's enough of that. But anyways, I just need to show that one more time, just because it's got a human hand. Anyway, I had another important story to go to. Let's do. No, we're going to do that in a second. Is Edge sad, guys? Jim Cornette says that Edge is destroying his career by his current position in AEW. I disagree. And my response is no. Foley and Flair in TNA was sad. Foley admits that, right?
Yeah.
Like this is like Edge can still go and he's having fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the difference. At least when I've watched the product, has been you go like you said, Foley and Flair in TNA, even Hunter, Shawn, Undertaker, and Kane in Saudi Arabia, like they just looked not good.
No,
and not even from a technical standpoint, they just didn't look like they were invested in.
And
it
one of
either.
them got a concussion.
Yeah, one of them got a concussion. With all the stuff that Edge or Cope is doing in AEW, it just looks like all the stuff that he done before he got injured. And he's like, well, I have a shot now, may as well take it. So
it was like he didn't take the barbed wire bat that got stuck in his back.
That wasn't barbed wire.
nails.
Those giant nails.
Yeah, I saw him like setting up. I'm watching this at the gym, by the way. just like, wait, he's gonna suplex someone. Wait, maybe they're like kind of fixed or something. Like, oh boy, and then like when they're like yanking it out of his back, I'm like, no, okay. Like it was gnarly. I don't know what they were thinking with that, or they weren't, or whatever. But Moxley, of course. But they're having fun. Like this is like, that was scary. And it was a bad idea.
yeah,
but
you can think it's stupid, and you can think it's not safe because there's elements of it that aren't. That's with any hardcore stipulation, but like
those two have the right to make that decision.
yeah, if there's two people in the industry that do, it's Mox and Copeland.
Yes,
like,
and that's the thing. I think people see this ultra violence. They see it as like, well, you can't go, therefore you're doing this. But they can. I think they've proven they can still go for the most part. Yeah. So I hope they weren't trying to get over the stigma of that main event at the pay-per-view when all this ridiculous stuff happened. And like, I'm hoping it's not they needed to think they needed to do that because of that.
Yeah.
That's my only, but it's not career killing. And also, who cares? He's in his 50s, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Dude was on a shelf for how long between when he had his surgeries and stuff and when he came back at the Rumble? Like,
Punk did some wild shit when he came back too.
Yeah.
So like one of the bloodiest matches I've ever seen that didn't involve Jack Pollock. So,
Yeah.
or this weekend at a charity show. So God, Riz, you missed it. It got gnarlier. So that might be for Patreon. I'll catch you up on that. Okay, let's see. There's this one point where my mother showed, it's like, they talked about John Cena on a show I watch on YouTube, and I'm like, Mom, what are you watching on YouTube? And it's ever since we did a cross country thing, she rented a Cruise America is her kind of retirement trip, right? And she was like, and she's apparently been watching RV review videos ever since the pandemic, because she just like is all about the idea. I don't think we've done an RV since, but 4 years ago. But and then there's a guy apparently on the YouTube that I don't know if I can pull up the audio fully on here, but apparently anytime they see a something where you can crack a beer opener on a thing, they just yell, "America, John Cena!" And I'm like, what the hell is going on? But I think it's like the old meme, the old John Cena yelling meme that went around. So I just love that John Cena has infused my mother
in the weirdest context too,
in an RV video over a beer opener.
Wild.
In a rumbling car like that one outside that you can probably hear if the noise suppression isn't working.
I was gonna say, I thought it was thunder for a second.
Yeah, no, they love their rough cars because it gets warm up here. So one of the bad things about having a studio on the road like this, well, the train isn't a problem. The cars are sometimes. So, but anyways. So yeah, I just had to share that fun little thing where it's like my mom's talking to me about wrestling. I was like, you don't even care about wrestling. True Prince Pro in the chat room says, my favorite thing was that Mox drove 12 hours to make it to that show and decided to take a back bump onto spikes like a madman. Yeah, that's kind of how he rolls. Just checked, and Adam Copeland is 8 months younger than me. He says, Dave Potter. Hey, Dave, when are you taking, listen, we'll give you some safe barbed wire to deal with. Maybe some tacks. Listen, if my old video staff can take tacks like they did on Friday night, I think you can do it, I mean, I think our guests will help you with that.
We can make it work.
Yeah, there you go. Join us on Thursday nights, partner. We'll make your dreams come true. Mox is taking on Swerve for the title. They both have CZW deathmatch ties. We've seen this stuff, sirs. It's going to get weird. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get fun. Yeah. This is fun to me. This is. I'm here for this. Yeah. And they're literally delivering something WWE will not, and obviously WWE does not have to do this, but they will not do this. Yeah. And have not do this, and have no indication that would even entertain the idea of doing this. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. This is how they can deliver an alternative.
Yep.
So, and it's not like they're making the guys do this.
Exactly.
So, in fact, it's most of their ideas. So, I have a question. The most important question on the internet for the last 24 hours is for a friend of the show. Is the Beast Man a furry? Riz?
I mean, he does have that Mothman. And
is the Mothman, has the tusks, there's fur involved.
As someone who doesn't
would you
Wes
call that
personally,
a furry though?
I was gonna say,
as somebody who doesn't know Wes,
I would say
Beastman.
Yeah, Beastman gives off. Beastman gives off more like cryptid energy, to be honest.
There's
more
so than
cryptid
furries. There's cryptid furries, right?
Yes, there are.
But he's very fuzzy. He's very furry-ish.
Furry adjacent.
Furry adjacent. Well,
I mean, some may say he's cool sometimes.
Well, he hasn't been cool for a while, unfortunately. That sounds worse than that meant. Honestly, sorry about that. But
just burying him.
Yeah. Can we just clip that and send it to Beastman?
Well, this will probably get out actually. Oh,
just
God.
of Sorg calling him not cool.
Don't clip me, True Prince. Don't clip me.
Yeah, Sorg just said Beastman is not cool.
No,
hasn't been cool in years.
Titan
Beastman,
says. If the headpiece stayed on during the match, then yes. Currently, no. So wait. So does he need to be Mantar for this to happen? Will he may keep it on for? There was alleging that he keeps it on for other activities. I love people chiming in that don't know who Beastman is too. They're from my friend group. So, oh wait, we're talking wrestling. Whoops, my bad. Some say Beastman is sort of a hybrid anomaly on Eternia, much like the Thundercat villains. But then again, let's discuss Fisto. Oh wait, we're talking wrestling. Another one for the cryptid. At least a couple things. Chris Taylor says, whatever, I'm into it. And I said, that's a spirit. Let's see. Adam here says, weirder things have happened in the squirrel circle. So I'm not sure it's a fursuit when the fursuit is a listen, like the furries are not like full on furry all the time. You know what I mean?
Well,
like, I mean, we do know somebody that wears a tail out. So, and Honey Badger, whatever happened to Honey Badger would hang out at the Anthrocon and be a hit and everything. So, at least it's can we say this is at least furry adjacent? Can we say that he would be the Beastman would be welcomed if he were to attend Anthrocon if he weren't already in Japan?
I could say that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could say he would be accepted by the furry community.
He's whatever a Snuffleupagus is.
Who said he's a Snuffleupagus?
I believe this is. Hold on, I gotta translate government names. Marcus Twist, I believe this is. So I love Sure Fuck It is another one. Some guy named Wes says, "What the fuck is this shit?" Let's see. I don't know who that is. But Beastman is a superstar brother from Dean Radford, and I love. Hank from Warrior Wrestling said, "Ask and watch the Husks." So Dirk Diggler says, "Wow."
Just wow.
Just wow. It was funny because I'm going through things and I'm like, oh hey, there's a match graphic, and I'm sorry, I think this is furry as fuck.
Okay, that picture is very furry.
As well, also very Mantar looking. Like I don't know. Like the mask doesn't translate well in that picture, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks sick in person.
I'll give a shout. It's Wrecking Ball Legursky. So somewhere Bradley got his wings for me saying that name. And where the hell is this? This is a warning shot. Something PW.
Wait, scroll up. Go.
I'm looking for it.
Wrecking
Ball. Wait,
it's right in the corner, left corner, Sorg.
Left corner. That says doors.
Right corner.
Yeah, right corner. Signature event. Oh, this is Battleground. I did an MMA show here once. Okay, this is up near in not Poughkeepsie. The Poconos or something like that. Yeah, we did an MMA show in the signature event center. Cool. Anyways, 800 pounds of pure mayhem, Wrecking Ball Legursky versus Beastman. That'll be a fun time. That is, we'll give them the shout. Where's the show? 3:30:25. Okay, that's next Friday. Make the drive, I guess. I don't know if we have anybody in the Pennsylvania mountains that listens to the show. But anyways, I wanted to poise that and see what everybody thought of that. So we're thinking like no, adjacent, just kind of whatever.
Adjacent.
Yeah, adjacent. Yeah. Okay. All right, so
I'm sure Wes, wherever he is liking this conversation right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. Oh, I got a call from Beastman. We should call him and ask him.
We're live on the stream. We have a question for you.
Hey, you're on the podcast. You're on the podcast. You know the Beastman really well. So, anyways, all right, we're having fun. Beastman, love you, and I hope you enjoyed. I think of a question more than anything. I think he's asking his family, or maybe he's finding going down interesting internet rat holes trying to figure out what the hell we're talking about. Either way, I think my job is done. Anyways, give a shout out rowdywrestling.us. You guys can check out all the wrestling action there. Hundreds of hours. New episode, a new show from our friends at Neo Pro Wrestling over in Ohio. Just popped up on the network and the membership for the YouTube. They'll be out shortly on digital downloads and everything as well for purchase. And they're doing some really cool stuff down there, over there, wherever. Canton, Salem, Ohio, wherever they're ending up. They had a new venue that looked really cool. I saw some pictures. I need to catch up with that. And so much more. RWA's show from this past week with this is not, I just happened to have this, but Enzo Amore apparently versus Gianni Michael Enrico, which we're all excited to watch that match back. Unfortunately I wasn't involved in another. Unfortunately, So unfortunately, we were doing the NWA stream with Exodus in Cleveland that day. And it's been very, very busy around here. So, and also you can see I forget to upload those things. We also have the pit fight matches are rolling out on the YouTube as well. So go check that out. The entire show from the stream is up there already, and it's on most of our streaming media. Apparently not for long because Facebook just changed some stuff. But anyways, you can go check out what's going on around there too. Support all that and check out everything, including a lot of the wrestling careers of our guests, the Misfit Militia, here on the couch in the studio. Jasper, Jazz, and Blair Zeleth. Jazz, talk to me about, like, first time I saw you come out to the ring, I had the full name. I had to figure this out. You had to write it down for me. I had to get the whole spelling. Is it potentially the longest name in professional wrestling? Potentially. I can't think of longer names.
Not the tip of my tongue, no.
No, without like a lot of like, I mean, okay, can I say longest that isn't like monikers? You know what I mean? Like we've seen the guys that come out and they have like 5 monikers or like matte flashes saying all their fucking names when they're coming out for stuff, you know, like things like that. Like, and I've seen that multiple times over the years, but like consistently front, middle, last name, you may have the longest name. What is it again? Because I keep screwing it up.
Jasper Alvin Ziegenbach.
Okay, did everybody take notes? You're going to get tested on this later. So do you get a lot of flack for that, other than what I'm just giving you now?
No, usually just call me Jazz.
Yeah, you go Jazz. I like that you shortened it. That's fun.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be easier. Everyone in wrestling's like a acronym of some sort or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even Johnny's like GME now and whatnot. So
you gotta shorten that. That's a lot. That's a lot to stick on there all the time and say over and over again, or say on commentary over and over again. I'm sure. So you got to shorten that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So
got to.
So tell me, and Blair, you're relatively new. You're 880.
Yes.
And Jasper, I believe you're a Rise trainee, correct?
Yes.
So okay, so 2 schools coming together here, which is kind of cool.
Yes.
I like to see this. What brought you guys together as the Misfit Militia?
Actually, so to kind of give some insight into the background, we were originally introduced and paired together by Keith Hott. Shout out Bearcat. Mm-hmm. Because we, have a lot of similar energies. Our styles in ring are slightly different, but, come from that kind of punk adjacent, kind of outcast background. And so putting those, people with similar energies but different styles together, I think really came across as something that would work really well in ring. Mm-hmm. And so far it has. It's been, great to transition from at the start. I was solely just singles. Thrown in some multi-mans and stuff, but never really had a cohesive unit.
I mean, there's a lot of like you're very young in the career, and I know there's a lot of kind of like figuring out where everybody's fitting at that point, right? But getting your reps and everything like that too, right? So, and also you are we'll just say Blair is part of production a little bit here and helps with the sound. So you're usually multitasking in interesting ways.
Yeah. It's been fun because also for me, being part of a cohesive unit with Jazz has been cool because there's been times where, due to things like that where I'm on production, we just had a match, great match between Jazz and Paris Sahara recently on Thursday Night Fights that I got to be out there and just be support and be able to kind of, promote us and push us forward, but in a way that, I wasn't running back and forth from the sound desk entirely. But it's been a really good way to kind of get a fresh experience in the business, I guess is the best way to put it.
Excellent. Jasper, I know you've been kind of hanging out with 880 for a few months now, right? And I know it gives a little bit different vibe. Like I know I always call like the Rise RWA 2PWs like the more traditional wrestling, like as in there's a ring, people are sitting in chairs around the ring, we are watching wrestling, versus 880 is more of that punk rock standing, you're very close to the action, and I know it's a very different vibe for you too. So can you speak to that a little bit, that difference?
Yeah, I kind of fit immediately in with that. I kind of got into wrestling recently, like like 2022, 2023 after taking like a long break and
Jeez.
stuff. So I'm
Okay.
kind of like a normie sometimes. I feel bad. Like people talk to me about stuff and I'm like, I'm sorry. I had a huge gap. Like I boxed
Just
for
be
10
like,
years.
I was in a wrestling coma for 10 years or something.
I was like boxing. I was like getting punched in the head. I could tell you all about Sugar Ray Robinson, Jake LaMotta, Harry Greb, all these different boxers. But I can't like. But I do know like all my wrestling now. I study like every night and stuff.
You crammed.
But now I watch like 90s and 80s wrestling and like all this good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are like, "Did you watch Raw last night?" And I was like, "No, I was at Rise practice. It's like a 4-hour drive back and forth if I didn't have time at all."
And then you watch a Nitro from '97.
Yeah, then I'll go home and watch that before bed. Yeah.
That's like, but that's kind of the best because right now they have the streams, right?
Yeah.
Like there's like
yeah.
WCW streams and everything, and like I guess I'll like
Start watching Greed before you bed.
yeah, watch Greed before bed. You always make that joke, Riz. Why Greed?
So
I think it was the last pay-per-view, wasn't it?
it was the last pay-per-view for WCW, and also this was, and I will give our friend who can't even be named, the Mad One.
Now who's not allowed to be named on the show. That was the veiled threat.
Every time we did the like watch parties, that was the one that he wanted everybody to watch.
He did for the longest time, but anyways, so you're
I don't think we've ever did.
No, I don't. Whoa, I think we might have actually. It might be in there. Well, we'll just have to have Jasper come in and do that now. So, you ready for a Greed watch along?
Sure.
But anyway, so you're catching up with things. So
Yeah.
So, no, it's been good to see. I know, Jazz. God, I see you popped up at VCW with Remy for a minute. Pit fight, of course, this past weekend. You had an interesting run-in with Corey Futuristic, by the way.
Yeah, I saw him on the little thing over there, STD.
Yeah, the STDs.
Yeah.
Yes, you were offered to be an STD.
Yeah,
a sexy, talented dude. And I think you guys danced or posed for an entire minute until the next person came out because you were 1 and 2.
Yeah.
You were number 1.
Number 1.
Congratulations for the what is that?
So that's what he proposed. He proposed like, hey, we could like survive longer if we work together.
Okay.
And then you just started like saying I'm sexy and talented, and then we started posing. And next thing you know, Cheese Whiz came in and
it did all hell broke
start
loose.
pouncing on us. So
Okay.
then,
Yeah, Cheese Whiz was hot when he came
Yeah,
out too. Like
Cheese
he's like
Whiz
his lid came off.
yeah, I think someone shook him up or something. Like
Is that how Cheese Whiz works? I don't
I
know how those cans
it's
work.
compression.
The only experience I have with Cheese Whiz is there's a scene in one of like the '90s Goofy movies.
Yeah.
Like that's the only. There's one of Max's friends sprays a thing of Cheese Whiz.
It's gnarly.
That's
Yeah, it's
the
all in his
only.
mouth.
Isn't
Yeah.
he like? Isn't it like Pauly Shore? And
It
he's,
is, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
wheezing, bro.
Yes.
You see, they're doing a documentary on the Goofy movie.
Yes.
Why?
Allegedly.
That's awesome.
As someone who is a huge fan of Stand Out and Eye to Eye, I'm so hyped for that.
I miss this generation. I did not Goofy movie. I think
So good.
I watched a little bit of Goof Troop maybe, but like that was about it. I'm more DuckTales Rescue Rangers era myself.
That's
so
a valid choice.
Yeah. So like, give me the DuckTales movie. I'm good. Tailspin. Come on. And just a little bit into Darkwing Duck and I fell off, but I really wish I stuck with Darkwing. So, but anyways, this took a side. Yeah. Anyways, so you're down by the Cheese Whiz was where we left off.
Oh yeah. What a goofy business we're in sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like all these random characters. We got a banana on the other show.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
stuff. It's just you run into
I feel bad. I've been messing because every time somebody says who's the best like up and coming or best wrestler in the area, I always say Banana. I just like
That's awesome.
I'm like just conceptually I have to get that out there because
I'm really obsessed with the Banana OK tag team.
Oh yeah, when OK's come in.
why is the game the guy's name is okay?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought my name was weird.
His entrance is so good.
With the okayest wrestler?
Yeah.
Does it stand for anything?
No, he's just okay.
Okay, Sorg.
I actually don't remember. I thought there was more to it, but I can't say for sure, and I don't want to lie on this podcast.
I hope it's not like Oklahoma or something, right?
Oh God, no.
I don't know if you've gotten that part of your 90s wrestling, but
Oh, you're talking about the impression
Yes.
gimmick? Yeah, okay.
Where he just starts yelling barbecue sauce, and his name's Oklahoma, and it's just
the JR ripoff.
Yeah.
Oh
I've
my
seen
God,
that.
I
Yeah,
forgot about
I
that.
have his
That was
cookbook.
horrible.
My good buddy gave me JR's cookbook.
Oh, the actual cookbook?
Yeah,
Like the
I
real
go-
JR's. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait, did Ed Ferrara write a cookbook as Oklahoma?
That would have been really dedicated to the gimmick. Like over dedicated to the gimmick. Like, no, you should pull back. But still seems like something that era of WCW
If he
would
had
do.
done that, I would have respected it more.
Yeah, well, too bad he didn't have like a book. Well, he didn't actually put it out. He just walked around and just said he had a book, but we could never find it on the shelves. And he's just like, is this book really real? Is there anything in the book? Then he reads part of the book, and you're like, wow, there's actually something in the book. Why is my name in the book? Why does this guy sound a lot like me? But also, like, it's not a recipe. What's going on here? But I don't know. Either way,
Stark, were you in the Death Note? Is that what's happening here?
I don't know Death Note.
Oh boy.
Don't shame me for not knowing Death Note.
I mean,
okay,
you just said
I think
like,
I watched
your
the
name
Netflix
is in a
movie.
book, and I got scared there, Sorg.
I bet,
I
listen,
think if his
Sorg,
name were in the Death Note, we would have bigger problems.
Death Note.
We
Yeah,
would have
what did I
bigger
say?
problems, but also putting out on the internet that your one exposure to Death Note is the Netflix movie.
I think I did.
It's
watch
the-
it.
the
I think I did
worst
watch it,
thing.
which means it was
Normally
really
thing.
forgettable,
Yeah.
and I don't remember anything
bad.
about it. It was like it had like Willem Dafoe or something. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe is for you
I
because
was
like the only good part of that movie.
I might have watched it. Maybe was that a fever dream? Was actually watching in a fever dream,
The
or
movie
is watching
itself-
it the experience of a fever dream?
Yeah, very much so.
I mean, it's a lot of Netflix movies, though. Like
I mean, it was either that or Dragon Ball Evolution.
or the Chun Li movie.
The Street Fighter movie?
Yeah, but they did a Chun Li
Did they do
movie
it? Okay.
with the girl,
Did it
the girl that was
standalone
Lana
Chun-Li
Lang in
movie?
Smallville, and
Oh dear God.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, bring her back
That's-
around. But you do not talk about the Street Fighter movie in vain.
You lace
Raul
up your
Julia
boots.
is a fucking treasure.
We're getting so off track, but did you know that there is a game adaptation of Street Fighter the
Yes.
movie?
Yes, I had it for
It's
the
so
I had it for
good.
the Saturn, and I played the arcade version, which are two different games.
That tracks.
Yeah, because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing back then. Why did Acclaim put this out? It's a Capcom game. What's happening right now?
Raul Julia's best work. Yeah.
His
I mean,
last
Adam's
work.
Family. There's Adam's Family.
Oh,
But-
the Addams Family
Addams
live
Family.
action movies are good.
No,
I will fight. I'll
Is-
fight.
I would
I
say
will-
Adam's Family
I
some of
will-
his best work, but Street Fighter was his last, unfortunately.
And his best. His best work was playing M. Bison.
It
I
was
will fight it.
pretty great, and there's some storylines that like kind of weirdly track today.
Yeah.
you know, and it's like it's kind of an interesting watch back.
It's so good.
You know, kind of like the way that like Phantom Menace is, or like
Yes.
why do we care about trade wars? Turns out really important. Anyways,
Back to Pit Fight.
back to Pit Fight.
Back to
You're a sexy, talented dude now, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, so we're gonna have to paste your face on this thing. Can you grab that picture? Is that within reach for you? So because this is off air, so nobody sees what we're talking about. This is an old picture of the sexy talented dudes, the STDs, and it's in the style of Goonies, and you see everybody's face. And there's some people that have been around for a while. There's Bowler, there's Chest Flexor, there's Ginger. I'm trying to remember people as Billy Ruxpin. There was a Billy Ruxpin reference, right?
These two were
What's that?
These are the two that were there. I didn't recognize anyone.
Oh yeah, Corey Futuristic. There's Gary Larry Lee. I don't think that's not actually what we called him. Oh, and Pump Ferrari. There you go. And then we'll just paste your face. Who can we paste your face over? Pump. Pump still pops up. He's Chef Pump now. Whenever they do Pasta Deathmatch.
I mean, if you get it in Photoshop, you could probably like throw Jazz back here. Just,
Yeah,
like,
but I think we're
behind.
running out of Goonies.
Just my generic.
I'm pretty sure we're running out of Goonies.
picture.
Actually,
Yeah, no,
we're-
just take your promo picture.
Just
and
my
put it
generic.
in.
criminal.
were there this many Goonies in the first place? So anyways, I'm glad that picture still gets played. That's worthwhile. So also, I can't believe I had that one framed. So
That was the first thing I
Did
noticed.
they
when I
bring
walked
that
in
to
here.
you framed?
what's that? I don't know. I think
bring that
I
to
think
you
I
framed?
got it framed. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Maybe who knows? No, he gave me no. Chess gave me the Wayne. What's his name? The cowboy.
John Wayne.
Yeah, there's a John Wayne picture when you walk in
Signed
the
by-
door, signed by Chess Flexor. So, and that was like a Christmas present one year. So, you know, there's a lot of lore in here. So, anyways, back around. You guys got a lot going on. You're an STD. Congratulations, and I'm sorry. See someone. So, but not on top of that. So Blair, you're also a part of 880 started their own Patreon.
Yes.
And he was like, "Hey, we're starting a show on Monday." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not starting a show on Monday. What are you guys talking about?" And then they're like, "Oh, you're doing this." So you guys do. Tell me about what you're doing on Patreon with 880 Wrestling. I think this is pretty cool.
Yeah. So we run a show that comes out. We're trying to get it a little bit more set in terms of dates, but it's at least a couple episodes a month. Called 880 Happy Hour that we film during our practice days. So not a day where we already have a show going, and it's both an opportunity for us to kind of showcase the new talent that's coming up that are just starting to get their first reps in, maybe aren't ready to be in front of a crowd yet, but are getting some practice reps in, or really just building their character, and give them the chance to get those reps in, but also get match footage, get promotion out there, and also take some of the people that the people who watch 880 Wrestling may know and love, and kind of be able to showcase them in a different light. For example, one of the mainstays right now on Happy Hour is some garçon named Jean.
Okay.
Okay. It's one of the best tweaks to a character. The not to get too behind the scenes, but the heel and face dynamics aren't necessarily the same that they are on our regular programming. So you get to see different sides of people that you have come to love, and you also get to see people you are about to fall in love with seeing for the first time. We've been showcasing a very, very talented wrestler, Elijah Love. Elijah has put in some really great matches for 880 Happy Hour so far. He and Luca have been doing, if you watch 880, you would know Luca, but he's also insanely talented.
The very tall masked wrestler.
Very tall masked wrestler, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been a really fun chance for some people to kind of experiment with sides of their character that they'd never have gotten to, because they're set into one role for all of the different companies they work for, and also give a space for people to develop and learn in an environment that isn't just doing stuff in front of a camera to yourself or watching back practice tape. You can actually get these reps in and develop as both an in-ring character and an on-mic character in a lot more of a fluid and dynamic way.
Which is interesting because, I know when we started, like Thursday Night Fights, that's where a lot of that happened. People would come out, try something different, have different kinds of matches. Yeah. It still happens to a certain point, but it's become a little more. It's kind of become more established, right? So
it does, yeah. And I love the fact that at 80, because I was there technically at the beginning. I left for a little while for some personal reasons, but having watched that first August 22 class come to the point that they have, Gianni, the fourth line, Nix, Reese, to see all of them develop into the people they are now and the talents that they are now has been awesome. But as we've grown, we're also promoting all of these stories with those people. Other people are coming in because we do enjoy bringing people who aren't a part of what you would consider the core 880 roster in. It provides our people who come out, whether it is a nice day or the worst weather the city has ever seen. There's people always in that building, whether we were in New Kent or now in the South Side. But it's become I think 80 Wrestling and Thursday Night Fights has become a new creature, and it's a positive thing. But we have one 2.5 hour block each week, and one big show at the end of the month. Not if you're wanting to do all these things and showcase different talents, not everybody is going to have a space, and that's an okay thing. You don't want a show to be 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
So to have a space where you can have those newer talents develop, people who may have taken a break from doing some in-ring stuff, kind of wet their whistle again, kind of get their gears rolling. It's been a blessing for us. I've been very excited to see. People have given us tons of good feedback, so I'm glad with how it's gone out so far.
And that's I think that's the biggest ego. I always put over how you've seen these people grow, like Gianni, fourth line, Marco, Blizzy, etc. and it's like, okay, they've had reps in front of people that people don't get at this level, and that's why everybody's I think exploded in talent and experience, right? And you're seeing they're getting out at places at this point, right?
Well, and that's the thing with 880 wrestling as a whole, because we are blessed enough to have our own weekly show that is just our thing, and we have a resource to be able to get it out there to people. Not many other trainees who, like myself, are like I debuted summer of last year. Like not many people get as many match opportunities within X period of time. I can't remember. I was having a conversation with Nick's Wild before one of our Penn Brewery shows, and I can't remember what the number they were hitting was, but like had been 2 years in and already had X amount of matches.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. And it's and I've seen that, and I've seen people develop over the years, and seeing how rapidly, even just seeing an evolution of people like Nick's, right, has been incredible. Or seeing people come in and turn it, like seeing what Zeke has done when they've come in and become something different. Again, we talk about the experimentation and a different vibe and things like that, right? But
it's funny because I only knew Zeke from Zeke's work in 880, so watching Zeke at VCW was a trip.
Yeah. We always we always talk about like J-Rock here is like the most hated person in West Newton at RWA, and then we go to Cleveland and we're just like, what is happening? Everybody loves this guy. Whoa, mic bump. Like that kind of thing, like this bizarre, or even Pit Fight, where it's just like it seemed like everybody's thing spun. Like the troublemakers are good guys here. What are we doing? So,
well, and that's also something cool that we get to do with Happy Hour too, is just kind of play with those dynamics in a way that's
fun.
Don't usually get.
And that's why there were plenty of people that came by 880 and were different things. Cool Beast Man was a thing for a while, for instance, right? Again, I think everybody needs that space, because this is an art. This is, people need to be able to get out of the box a little bit. I think we talked about old wrestling a little bit before the show. Like that's one of those things, right? I love if you were trying to figure out where to put that picture. So, the sexy, talented dudes. But here, you hold it.
I was just meant to put it back.
Oh, okay.
Well, my bad.
I love you just holding it like you're just like presenting and proud.
This is my child.
They were at my first 2PW show. Well, like I said, I haven't got to watch very many indie shows. So.
Oh my God, they have such a history. Go look up Chest Flexor and Friends. Over the years on Indie Wrestling US YouTube, it's an experience. It's an experience. God, I'm sorry, I forgot to follow up on that one. So, anyways, so you have this happy hour happening. It's very cool, and it looks like I know one of the benefits to it is you get a seat on Thursday nights, for instance. So that's cool, and those seats look pretty full every week.
Yeah,
we have out there.
It's been great. We do different tiers. There's a baseline entry, and that gets you name in the credits, access to watch the shows.
Yeah.
There is an eventual plan down the road to bring some of the older happy hour episodes to YouTube.
Good.
In a different manner, so the audience can get to see them. But for now, with everything kind of being
right now, it's a secret. It's a secret that only you on YouTube or your Patreon get to see. And I love that.
Well, it's cool because this is something our 880 fans are dedicated. I love them all to death. Like I said, they are in there week in, week out. And so, the same way, if there is something that they're going to get the chance to see, 3 months before someone else, they want to help, and it, supports the business in turn. But yeah, we wanted to make sure that if we, we're having these different tiers, we gave people, some cool incentives for that. We have a Discord that we run that, shout out to Johnny Demise, Johnny and some of the other 880 crew do gaming streams in. So access to that and seats at Thursday night fights and the monthly shows, which is always a benefit because love the South Side. I'm excited for the gate to pop open because that building can get hot real quick.
We're trying to keep it close because they're freezing out production, but in the meantime, it's going to be really nice when we get that thing going. So, and things warm up here, which looks like it might be by Saturday's show. So, looking forward to see how that rolls out too. So, maybe Thursday night. We might have it open Thursday night too. It's cool. Listen, you can't see anything from the back, but I love every time you guys do the entrance and you're coming around that corner, you see the UPMC building in the background.
I was going to say, don't say that you can't see anything, because one of MV Young's favorite things to talk about is that skyline.
He took I think he posted a picture of it today, and it was just like, I'm like, why is he why is he just like have this picture of a gate? And I was like, oh, the building's in the background. It's like, I think we need to teach MV a little bit of framing and photography.
I felt bad. I felt like I hurt him a little bit because he was in Florida for Fest, and he's been talking all spring about wanting to get that garage open.
I know.
Yep. And I took a picture. When we popped it open, he was down in Florida.
That's right.
And I was like, we just cracked it open, miss you, big dog. And he's like, I'm genuinely heartbroken. I'm like, I'm sorry.
So brother got FOMO'd from his own stolen promotion. Yeah. I love this. Like that shows you what's going into this kind of stuff. So that's really cool. Really cool. Okay, so you guys are gonna be on 880. You're gonna be part of Thursday night. You're gonna be part of this Saturday. Nick's Wiles Painted Black is the show. Yes. Which I think is the first one named after Nick's, right? Yeah. So it remind me again who's he's facing. I know we revealed him last week.
Teo Valentine, I believe, is the full name. Yeah, that's on the show. Jamie Jameson versus Johnny Michael Enrico for the 880 World Championship.
Yep, be good.
There's going to be a tag team gauntlet match. There's some really good things on this card.
And Jamie is just coming off of like almost massacring Gambino last weekend. You've seen this match. It was, I couldn't believe that happened that way. So it was one of the, even for a Jamie Jameson match, that was bloody, and everything. And like I said, our former video person, Emily D with the Gambinos, the bag came out again, Riz, and she took a neck breaker, I think, into tax. So you missed out on that one. I would have loved to see your expression on that one. Chachi got to do that one. So anyways, I think Blair Zeleth and Jazz the Misfit Militia.
Yes.
And you guys are part of 880. So thank you for hanging out. You guys are going to be part of Mayhem Mania, which I don't know how much you know about this so far. But that's okay.
Yes.
Because Riz is going to explain it to you as if you were a child. Okay. We do this with everybody. So, because we need reminded every week, too. All right. We're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll be back in a few minutes with Mayhem Mania. My God, what is going to happen next?
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. We are still back here. The Riz is ready to preside over Mayhem Mania, and the Misfit Militia is here. Players Elith and Jazz. Allegedly, maybe a charter member of the STDs, the Sexy Talented Dudes. Maybe. I don't know what the final determination. Like, you were for 5 minutes, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, no, they I'm the dude.
You ever got
I'm
any
the D,
emails
yeah.
about this? Opt in, opt out, ask for dues or anything like that?
No, 2PW isn't really running or nothing, so we're not really sure.
Well, the
yet.
STD
Maybe just
no,
as
no,
a
no,
pit
no,
fight
no,
thing. Yeah.
No, the STDs are a wholly separate entity to the 2PW. They span over multiple promotions, spreading themselves everywhere.
Oh, okay. Well, if they're just spreading, then I'm probably just infected. Then we're just gonna live it up.
Okay, we weren't going to say it, but you just went there. Okay,
I do kind of now seeing the shuffle. I kind of need you and Deb Swayze to have a little like dance off in the ring.
It was a pose off. I was like Shawn Michaels, and then I was Triple H,
There was a
And
little
then
bit
he
of
just
that.
like
Yeah,
started sexy dances, so then we just
yeah. Good shit.
yeah. You can check that out. It's part of the Bobcat Brawl on Pit Fight, and that will be out individually here eventually as soon as I get time to upload some matches. We did put, I think we put Gianni and Andrew Palace up there, which was great. Just like we had it at ADD before, so I was really happy to see that on the card too. So. Yeah. Anyways, it is time for. Well, let me do this the right way. It is time.
We gotta go big or go home. We're down to the gold.
And presiding over it, questioning that wording. You're gonna have to ask Team Hammerfist. Team Hammerfist is the one that made that intro, the fantastic intro that hopefully you're seeing on the video version.
What was the clone we made last week?
What's that?
What was the clone we made last week?
What, the Think Hardest, or
yeah, something about like smell. Whatever.
What?
Anyway,
smell harder. Anyways, this Mayhem Mania.
This is Mayhem.
Please move on.
So yeah, you get to be Triple H this round, this year.
Okay.
And by that I mean you get stuff from over here in your neck of the woods with WWE. You get HBK stuff with NXT. And you get a little bit of wild cards with some TNA and perhaps throwing a little something in here a little bit.
Okay.
Perhaps somewhere else.
Oh.
Just want to throw that out there. So this is not just a random. This is not a random where we just pick our wrestlers, make a match. Fantasy booking, that's the word. But this is more of a thought experiment. Where we take 8 matches that we made last week and change them to your liking. Whether it's destroying the entire match, whether it's swapping a wrestler or a tag team from the match to another match, whether it's swapping a wrestler that's currently not in a match, in a match, and I believe that's the only one we have left.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway,
so you can kill a match or remake it. You can swap one person into or out of the match, and yes, just recap.
That's it. And also, I guess we can run down the lovely participants.
This is the card so far after our visit from the Pit Fight family last week. First of all, we have. You want me to do this rundown, Riz?
Yeah.
Since I'm controlling it?
Is the Bigfoot Sammy Callahan.
Yeah, because he's fuzzy, because I had a weird image.
Penta, Io Sky, and Sword.
Chelsea Green!
Thank you. Next is, I believe this is Tina's. From round 1. BFAB. Is it still misspelled, Zorg?
Yeah, probably. I don't think I fixed BFAB. It's only one B, right?
Yeah, it's
and Meechin versus Spitfire. I don't think I spelled. You said I spelled Spitfire wrong, and I looked at that Tron, and it looked right when I watched TNA this week. Anyways, another match that was made here.
Another match made round 1. Yeah, is this round 1 or is this round 2?
I think it might have been modified. Either way, this is a
AJ
5-way.
Francis,
Yes.
Dexter Loomis, JC Jane, Lindsay Dorado, and Tama Tonga.
Yeah. Okay.
Next,
this is my match. Joe Hendry versus John Cena.
I still love how the back of the head looks like Joe Hendry is giving John Cena.
He's just giving Joe Henry a hug. No problem there. No problem there.
John Cena's ears. Can we point out his ears?
In the moment, yes. Okay.
It's very red.
And these are the new matches that were made or modified last week, mostly by the Pit Fight crew.
We have Hornswoggle versus Becky Lynch with special guest referee Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't putting a shirt on her, so she's just black and white. I gave her
That
the Tony
works.
Storm treatment.
That works. We have The Undertaker versus, oh my God, you spelled it right.
Yes, I spelled Jey Uso
and
right.
Dominic Mysterio.
Yes.
I'm never going to let you down, let that down, Sorg.
No. It's on the list.
And Drew McIntyre versus Joe Gacy.
I should have picked like NXT Joe Gacy on this.
No, this works.
No? Okay.
No.
Like I made the choice. Like there's a part where you can pick which one on the
No, it works. It's fine.
WB2K. So
And also Logan Paul versus Wade Barrett versus Matt Cardona versus Booker T.
Yes.
Actually, that would mean that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
I mean,
but
yeah.
Riz, we can't
So
use
far,
everybody.
Yes.
We can't use everybody because there's Space Jail.
You can't use everybody. There's
And
Space Jail.
Yes. Who's in Space Jail?
Is the group that nobody can pick from
That's right.
yet. And currently, we have, I think he's the mainstay of Space Jail, Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Doink the Clown.
Oh man.
Oro Mensa. Fraxium. Xavier Woods. Montez Ford. Charlotte. Karma. And just added last week, Sorg's friend. Probably still has our pen.
Yeah.
James Ellsworth.
No, it was a Sharpie, that asshole.
Yeah. I was there for that.
You mentioned Dolphins X-Pac? I don't remember.
No, I didn't mention Dolph or X-Pac.
Yes.
Dolph
Nick
Ziggler and
Nemeth.
X-Pac.
Yes.
Forgot about those two.
Yes. So those are the people you cannot
Nemeth.
use.
Nick Nemeth and Sean Waltman.
Yes.
Just point.
He's X-Pac on the WWE site, by the way.
I mean, if we
But
wanted to
also
do
Dolph
X-Pac, we
Ziggler
could
is
put-
Dolph Ziggler on like
Yeah.
they're all like they're still listed on the WWE website, which is wild.
Yeah.
So and I can't believe somebody called out they used a Zack Ryder picture instead of a Matt Cardona picture. So I'm like, how can you
that was me,
freaking tell? The beard? What is happening?
That was me.
That was
Yes.
you. Yeah, you know this.
was me.
You know this. You're a detail man.
Like you can put him like in the hat, like the indie
well-
wrestler hat.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, moving on. What are we
Anyways.
doing next?
We have a word from the Mad.
Okay.
He's made a match.
Okay.
And we were this close, Sorg.
Hmm.
This close to getting a title match
Oh no.
because he is taking out that entire 5-way match.
Wait. This is the AJ Francis, Dexter Loomis, JC Jane, Lindsay Dorado, and Tama Tonga. Tonga?
Yeah.
He took out the Kitty Cat Man, Lindsay Dorado.
Yep.
He loves the
Everybody's
Kitty
out.
Cat Man.
Everybody's out.
Oh, jeez. I need a graphic for just like taking out a
Yeah,
match.
just-
Apparently.
Just kill that match.
Okay.
And in their place, I believe he makes this match every fucking year.
Oh no.
It is the Bellas versus Late Cool versus
Fuck.
the Iconics.
Okay. They're technically all free, I
They're all
guess.
free agents.
Or under Legends, or
Sure,
just
why
sitting at
not?
home with the kid, whatever.
I believe he does make that match like every
He does.
every year,
He
right?
does. One day
Okay.
it's going to happen. No, probably not, actually, considering where everybody's at with their career. But
That's true.
Yeah, there's that.
All
Okay.
right.
So
So-
we have that. Yes.
We have 2 new guests
Yes.
in our midst.
Yes.
And now comes the fun part.
Okay.
Jasper Alvin Ziegenboth.
Yes.
You got it right.
I got it right.
Okay.
Didn't just write it down verbatim. Can you please pick me a card?
Say when.
Say when.
Let's just say one.
Yeah.
Say when.
Go. Are you like
Go?
flipping through them, or like?
Oh, I'll go back. I'll go
He's
back. Here we
shuffling.
go.
He's shuffling.
Here we go.
Say stop.
Okay. Stop.
Okay.
Now the cards pertain to a wrestler, and
Yes.
depending on what you pick next, determines what will happen with that wrestler.
Don't spoil the fun, Sorg.
Well, I'm explaining the process here. He's checking his list, checking it twice, finding out who's in Space Gel or Nice. Oh, that's a reaction. Who did you get?
Ooh, okay. Jasper, high or low, buddy?
High or low?
High or low?
High or low?
There's a Vegas theme this year, baby.
We're
High.
Vegas themed, baby. Let's go.
High.
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 Okay, high.
So, Jasper Alvin Ziegenboth.
I love he says the full name every time.
Yep. You know how we were talking about monikers before?
Mm-hmm.
And how people use them?
Mm-hmm.
Sorg, you saw somebody with a moniker before that has a shortened name.
EC3?
You get to choose what match EC3 gets to be in.
Oh, so you got EC3 to put into a match however you see fit.
And that is one of the one wild cards that we have in this deck.
Okay, because he is
Meaning
technically
he's
he's technically an NWA guy and not free agent-ish. You're saying?
That's correct.
Okay. Even that I think is loose because some of those guys have been popping up at something. So, okay. So you get to put wait. What's happening? Why you put a finger on the screen? What is happening? What are you doing? Are you shushing me? Are you?
I'm shushing you. Sorg.
Squeezing my head on your screen or something, or like?
That's for later, Sorg. That's
Jazz,
for
please put EC3 in a match. Do you need a review of the matches so far?
Just like any match type?
Yeah, they can. Well, they can. You can replace
Any of the
somebody,
matches that we have
or you
so
can
far.
kill an entire match and replace it with a match that includes EC3. So again, I will just kind of visually go through the matches here, so you have a review of them as we're vamping for time, and you can decide where you would like to put EC3 or a match to kill to put EC3 against whoever you would like. But you must sacrifice a match, and not listed here is that one with Lay Cool versus the Iconics versus
there.
the Bellas. Wait, where are we at? Where are we at here?
Possibly there, or the other
So
one.
you're talking
Booker
about
T.
Drew McIntyre versus Joe Gacy, or you're talking about the four-way with Booker T, Logan Paul, Wade Barrett, and Matt Cardona. Would you like to add them to either replace somebody in this match?
Yeah, you could probably replace either Wade Barrett or Joe Gacy.
Well, what's your choice?
your
Which one
choice.
would you rather see?
Because Booker T had a match recently, but I haven't seen Wade Barrett have a match recently.
That's true. That's true.
Very true.
Let's put let's replace Wade Barrett.
So
with EC3. I feel like
it's
that'd be
gonna
cool.
be now it's gonna be EC3 versus Logan Paul versus Matt Cardona versus Booker T.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be stacked. They all have like
That
different
would
styles.
be stacked.
Okay, that's the match. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And also, anybody in the roster who goes in Space Gel,
That we cannot use.
we cannot use. And show the Space Gel. And anybody else that's not currently
Yeah.
in the
not
match
currently
or
in the match.
a
This is the current Space Jail lineup for you there visually.
Charlotte Flair.
Already in there.
Charlotte's already in there.
Roxanne Perez.
Whoa.
Perfect.
So is Space Gel literally just you get to pick one and throw them in there?
Well,
for- is that
depending on the card, EC3 could have gone to Space Jail, depending
Yeah.
on the high-low pick.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's a little bit.
So I saved AC3.
You saved EC3.
I gave him a ride to the airport once, so that's good.
Oh, good.
That's cool
Oh, good.
in and of itself. Yeah,
He top. Yeah.
we listened to Creed. It was pretty sick.
that seems about
It was
right.
pretty
Yeah.
sick.
would
Yeah, he's a
like
good
Creed.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. We have a lot of fun with him up at Exodus. So, all right, what's next, Riz?
All right. That's one down. Let's see.
Technically, it's two.
Oh, two down.
Yeah.
Blair,
Yes.
tell me when.
Stop.
What was the card? Because we're not seeing the cards, so just,
good.
Not
No,
that it really pertains, and you're the one with the list.
Reason, Sorg.
Okay, the card you picked means.
One second, Sorg.
Processing. You feeling good about this, Blair? You have some ideas of matches you would
I
like to do?
There's
Yeah.
one that's like caught in my head, but like the odds of pulling that exact person are like slim to none.
Hold on to that. I'd love to hear what you would have loved to do on Patreon
Oh yeah.
as we talk Mayhem
I'm
Mania.
going to put that over here for a minute.
Okay.
And Blair, high or low?
Let's go low.
Okay.
Okay.
You had somebody that's in. Are they still employed? I'm trying
That
to
says a
remember.
lot
There's
about the
somebody-
industry.
Are they
Cool.
employed? Game? Are they employed? There was somebody I was playing on 2K25 in a storyline, and I was like, oh, they were just let go before this game. AOP is in a very significant match in the showcase.
Oh god.
And I was like, they got let go before this match released, like weeks before that, and they put them over hard in the game. So yeah.
So you chose a TNA Hall of Famer.
Oh, is this Gail Kim again?
No.
I was about to say that.
We've already had a
She
Gail
got
Kim
fired
episode
multiple
during this, I
times.
think.
She got hired and rehired and fired and also refired during this segment. But
During this segment. Okay.
you actually chose Mickey James.
Whoa. Okay.
Did I send Mickey to space jail?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Hardcore Country is going to jail.
Oh no. You can't lock up Hardcore Country or hit her with a train. I mean, you could try. I mean, they tried.
She
They
just-
tried.
she just fell in the
She
train.
kind of no-sold the train, if I recall, right?
He just fell off the train tracks,
Uh-huh.
but the train was going the other way, so she survived.
Oh, was that how they explained it?
That's how they explained it.
Incredible.
Jeez.
So yeah, Mickey James, currently in space jail.
Man, one of my favorites. Well, I'm going to start to plan to break her out.
But now you get to choose through the entire roster that we have left to swap, to destroy, or to switch.
It's any of the matches, including ones that have been updated that I can't show you because we don't have graphics yet.
Do we get to pick stipulations?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Even the special referee was kind of a special occasion stretch last week.
Yeah,
we don't do that until that is the Patreon in the Bank week that we do towards the end of this.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, you can put them anywhere. You can destroy an entire match in order to make your dream match. So actually, what you have in mind, as long as it's not somebody that's used or in space jail currently.
Pull up space jail again, just so I can. I just want to be sure.
Let's see that
wanna
massive
confirm.
space jail. Just imagine Mickey James is there.
Okay.
In glittery
Roxanne Perez.
and Roxanne Perez in glittery cowboy hat, the first, not the latter.
Okay.
I mean, they could both be in cowboy hats. Maybe they're buddies by now. You know,
Mickey James can bring a lot of cowboy hats. To
that's right. Everybody,
there.
just imagine
Except for Hulk
everybody except Hulk Hogan has a cowboy hat because reasons.
I'm gonna kill an entire match.
Oh no! Oh no! You're bringing it all down. Let's
I'm
go.
killing an entire match, and I'm making a match that like I'm probably the only person that's probably interested in.
We'll see. We'll find out.
So the Undertaker Jey Uso triple threat.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm replacing it with another triple threat though.
Okay. Is
Okay.
that allowed?
That works.
I was gonna say,
That's
if I'm
allowed.
replacing a match, I should be able.
I think so.
That is allowed.
Okay.
Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, Braun Breaker
In a three-way?
in a triple threat.
No, I'm pro. I am pro this match. I'm in.
But
I see the
specifically
vision.
like Big Papa Pump,
Yes.
Rick Steiner, and Braun Breaker.
So they're
I
in
was
their
trying to
current-
explain Big Papa Pump to a bunch of like non-wrestling fans the other day. It did not.
Oh, I don't know if my roommates are still watching the stream or not, but I have pulled up the like animated versions of the sacrifice speech more times than I can count. People have done so many great pieces of animation work with that.
I didn't even think about. There's an interview. Chris Van Vliet did a recent interview with Scott, which is weird. It's just like Scott just seems like regular.
Yeah.
I think. Listen, I remember a time I was trying to get score an interview with Daphne at WrestleCon like 10 years ago, and she's like, "You want to talk to Scott?" I'm just like, "Yeah, not really." Well, he was at Meadville for I think it was at IWC for a Meadville Superstar show, and I'm pretty sure I was just like, he looks miserable. I never want to interact with that man. So it was like, and I think he was at a Conquest show too, where I'm just like, I'm not going to interact with Scott Steiner because I don't think this is a good idea. But anyways.
But yeah,
Well,
that is
so
my cursed familial triple threat.
I want to point out this is current day Scott and Rick.
Scott can still go. I don't know where Rick's at with things. So
I'll still allow it though.
Okay. All right. I mean, the pictures are not going to be current day. I'm finding the chainmail version of Scott and putting that shit in there. Okay. So, I mean,
find the fall brawl picture of Scott.
Listen, it's just going to be an indie show where you're going to show, listen, Riz, you remember those legend shows that Norm Connors used to put on, right? Where it's like, here's Coco Beware versus the Genius. And you're just like, and it's the picture of them from the 80s.
Larry Zbyszko versus Ravenswood.
Oh my God! Oh, we did do that.
Scott's or no? Who
was it?
Here's the Inferno versus.
Here's a picture of Brutus Beefcake with the frills and the mullet, and he comes out and he's got a crew cut and nipple rings for some reason.
Pierced nips.
Yeah, and the pierced nips. And yeah, I'm just like, what is happening? I don't think they're about this in Franklin, PA. You know, so it's just
it's fine.
Yes, you know, they were unfortunately about the Paul Orndorff speech about Barack Obama. But moving on, that was so comfortable. Nice. So, whoa, Mr. Wonderful. Anyways. Adventures in wrestling. We've seen a lot of shit, Riz.
Yeah, we have. And speaking of a lot of shit, Sorg, what do you? We can do things, Sorg.
What we're doing? What are we doing, buddy?
So I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Oh no.
Space Jail looks kind of rough right now.
It's getting full.
It's being overcrowded.
I mean, you know, I think it's definitely it's definitely been privatized.
Yeah. So I'll have you do. You can either make your own match.
Okay.
Or if you see somebody in there, and I'll even throw in, if you want to throw an Axiom as one, I'll let you throw an Axiom.
Fraxium is one person.
Fraxium is one person.
Okay.
But if you would like to replace one person in Space Jail and leave it to luck to find out who goes into Space Jail.
So I'll pull somebody, but some unlucky draw is going to go in.
Yes.
Do I get to use the person I bring out?
If you want.
Okay, let me see what's happening here. There's a lot of people I definitely don't want to use.
James Ellsworth, got it.
Mm-hmm. But I do
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I have a lot of terrible ideas. I have a lot of terrible ideas. Oh god, what are the new matches here? So we have the Steiner situation, right? We have we have the icon the Bellas look cool and the Iconics.
I mean, you can.
You know what?
Have the
I have a problem.
Let's make Simon has a problem.
Riz, do you want to get weird?
Let's get weird. Sorry.
Let's get weird. You know what I got a problem with is I'm with your Iconics. I may even be receptive to the Bellas. Okay, I just I just needed some more Brie mode in my life, but man, Lay Cool. Not about it, man. Not about it. I'm not gonna let this repeat stand. So we're gonna pull out of, because you laid it on the table, so you got me going that direction. I was gonna be Xavier Woods, but I couldn't think of anything really cool we could do with him without his buddy. And I feel like I was going to be point ordered out of whatever I wanted to do. So we're going to take Fraxium.
Okay.
We're going to delete Lay Cool from that match. So Fraxium versus the Bellas
versus the Bellas
versus the Iconics.
We got weird.
We got weird, sir.
Fraxium escapes space jail.
Escapes the minimum security space jail.
Replaces.
I do miss the wheel though. We used to spin this wheel over here to see who escaped, and each number pertained to a cell that somebody was in. So if you land on an empty cell, you know,
we can do that next year when it's in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis, well, yeah. Where did they say? It's probably Indy, right?
Probably.
What?
I think it's
Indianapolis will be a lot easier to
Indy.
get to than Vegas.
Are you talking about for Mania?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're thinking for Mania.
I thought it was New Orleans.
Is it New
Oh,
Orleans?
it is New Orleans. They did announce it. I think the year after
That's
they're
right.
talking about
The year after
Indianapolis.
is Indy. For
Oh, I
some-
still want to go to New Orleans.
Anyways,
like
Sorg.
seriously, I want to go to Vegas, but I don't think it's. Okay, I am available for bookings for reduction. I'll hold a camera, whatever the case. I need one job to justify going to WrestleMania this year. So it doesn't have to pay for the trip. I just need a job to say, I got to work in Vegas. Also, I've never worked in Vegas, so I haven't reached out to my Vegas contact yet, but I should do that really soon. So, but I also know how indie wrestling goes, and I got booked the Monday before the LA Mania. So, you know, and worked for like 2 days straight. So, you know, so anyways.
All right, Sorg.
Yes.
Who's going in? Let's see who's going in space.
All right, give me the cards. Show me the cards. Show me the cards. Stop. I don't even know if they were moving. What are you doing? Okay.
Making sure I didn't mess up.
Okay. What we got? What we got? Who we got? What we got? Who we got? Okay.
Okay.
I got a nod.
No.
I got
You
a nod. Okay.
You got a nod.
Okay. Hold on. I need to write down the match I just made.
I think that's what I think it is. That's it. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And, 2, 3. So this is gonna get weird with the
Weirder.
because Sorg.
Mm-hmm.
You put Dom's daddy in space jail.
Ray's in space jail.
Rey Mysterio is in space jail.
Oh no. Oh no. Dom was in it a few weeks ago. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We're at Rey Mysterio.
I thought he was still in it for some reason.
No. We took him out and put him in a match that we deleted today.
That's right. Speaking of Dom, no, that's not right.
Dom Dad.
Dom Dad.
I think we can do Dom Dad. Deadbeat Dom Dad.
Diamond Dave Podner. Our DDP.
Well,
Now-
like Chavo was dropping Dom shade on TNA this past week. I thought was fun. He was like
Chavo Guerrero.
yeah, Chavo Guerrero popped up on TNA because they were in El Paso. They're setting up for a match next week with AJ Francis and Casey Navarro, by the way, and somebody else. It's a 3-on-3. Couple of lucha guys. God, who's a Laredo kid? I didn't know who the other guy was. So, anyways, go with it. Dave Potter, your
Dave
turn.
Podner.
Yes.
Would you
Two.
like to-
Well, anyway, if I can have 2 points of order.
2 points of order. Jeez.
2 points of order.
Okay,
Only 2.
Okay, only 2.
that's your limit. You're cut off.
All right, am I if I race a match, am I allowed to make a 3-way?
I believe that's the case.
Okay. And can I use someone who's currently on the WWE roster,
Mm-hmm.
but use an older persona that that had?
We have Doink,
But
and
they have
Doink's
to be
technically dead.
current.
It's like Doink's
They have to
technically
be in their
dead. So
current state.
All right.
Okay.
So if they're using the, so here's what I'll say. If they're using the gimmick of, like, let's say, and I'm not sure who you're picking, But let's say you're picking like Shane Helms, and you want 3 count Shane Helms instead of the Hurricane.
Right.
It's going to be current day 3 count member Shane Helms.
This Night of Legends rule is in effect.
I was gonna say, can we choose producer Shane Helms?
We can do producer Shane Helms.
Okay, well, it's not
I just
Shane.
want a
It's
producer
not
fight.
Shane, but,
Like,
but let's say if I did select Shane, it's not Shane.
yeah.
Can I say Hurricane Helms, or is it stuck with?
It can be Hurricane.
Okay.
He still puts it on.
Still puts the mask on.
Okay.
Maybe
It's
eligible.
current day. The way he looks current day. Basically, producer with the mask on.
Yes.
Okay.
And suit.
Man, does that
Okay.
mean if I had
Nope,
picked
that's
Stone
fine.
Cold, I could have had his cat come to the ring with him?
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, yes. You see that was on John Oliver a couple weeks ago? They were playing clips of that.
That's so good.
They were playing clips of that, and they had the giant basket that's abandoned from the company that built their offices in Ohio.
I did see that.
We passed it every day for an event for Baja a couple years ago. Every single day. It was amazing for like 4 days.
Okay.
What's
Now
happening?
you were going to ask me a question though, Riz, before I brought up the point of order.
So I was going to ask you, would you like to take somebody out of space jail and replace
Look at you.
somebody in space jail?
Wheeling and dealing over here.
No.
Okay,
No.
Okay.
let's do it. What do you
Okay.
got?
Okay, so I'm going to kill the Penta.
Sammy
Yeah, that
Penta,
match.
EO, and Chelsea Green.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Gotta do it.
You got to do it.
Damn.
Now I'm going to make a 3-way match,
Okay. Let's fucking
and
do it.
I want to make 3 of the greatest luchadors who ever wrestled. Of course, the greatest of all time, Grande Americano. A splash from the past, El Generico.
Ole.
And of course, the young, great luchador, Dominic Mysterio.
I thought
I,
you were about
didn't,
to.
I
I
thought
you
you were going a
were.
different route.
No?
I thought
thought
you
you
were
were
about
gonna
to drop Los Outrunners in that thing.
I thought you were going to mention Juan Cena.
Oh,
Well, wait a minute. Well, wait a minute. I did not. First of all, I wasn't sure if Juan was available since
Oh yeah, since John
cousin
is in the
is
match.
being used. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Holy shit. This is interesting.
These fucking
Um,
graphics I have to make. Go find a good
Well-
picture of El Generico. I mean, I think they've all been stricken from the internet. And the great Generico purge of the early
I'm sure
2010s.
there's somewhere on the dark web that you can go and
Oh
find.
man, I don't think I'm allowed to do that
I mean,
anymore.
Michael Cole referenced him at Royal Rumble, so like I don't know if he's really that erased at this
Oh
point.
yeah. Oh, what was the reference? I can't remember.
Because
What he said.
it was during the Kevin and Sammy match. He
Yeah.
basically said at one point 2 men named Kevin Steen and El Generico.
He
But,
did.
yeah, he made an ROH reference.
Oh my god, that's right. Anyways, where are we at, Riz?
I already forgot your match, partner.
It was a Grande Americano. You know, the great luchador from the Gulf of America.
Let's name a picture of him
It-
yet.
It was El Generico
What am I doing?
and Dominic Mysterio.
You better be on the roster.
Perfect. All right. But yeah, that is
Something.
Lucha.
so. Before I do anything, and I know we wait until next week to do things, but I believe we have our first graduation ceremony.
We
have 2. We have 2. We have BFAB and Meechin versus Spitfire and we have Joe Hendry
Trying to avoid copyrights.
versus John Cena.
I was gonna say, you sound like the seagull from The Little Mermaid when he's like trying to serenade.
Yeah.
But holy crap, we have 2 matches.
2 matches at Garage, which means
We almost had 3.
Which means some people got to come back and make some matches next week.
Yeah, we got to make some matches. We got to do
Progress.
things. We got
I'm about to say we have someone in the chat room doing a victory dance right now.
She is. Tina from Seattle's doing the victory dance right now. There it is.
There's
as much
always,
as we can.
Tina always has one.
Oh, Tina's
Yeah.
the master of the game.
And somehow I think the person who's emceeing this has like 1 match made ever. Maybe that's because I use Great Khali a lot, but still.
Yeah, your dedication to Great Khali. Oh, so this is a very Great Khali less Mania this year so far.
Hey, he's in the game this year.
He is in the video game this year. So,
hint, hint.
Is Punjabi prison match back this year?
Probably not.
They're just like, no.
That's not.
That was a big thing like a year or 2 ago, wasn't it? So,
Sure.
yeah. Man, yeah, that one. That's your favorite 2K game now, so, you know. All right, so that's it. So after the rounds, we have those 2 surviving this week is Hornswoggle versus Becky Lynch with Liv Morgan as guest referee. Drew McIntyre, Joe Gacy is still on the table. And then we also have on here Grande Americano versus El Generico versus Dominic Mysterio. And we have Rey Mysterio, Space Gel, Fraxium, Bellas, and Iconics. Mickey James in Space Jail, and Scott the Steiner 3-way. Let's put that way. EC3 is added to Booker T, Logan Paul, and Mark Cardona. That is your Mayhem Mania. Roxanne Perez and Mickey James also. What?
Say Mark Cardona.
Sure. I don't know. I'm doing it quick, and I'm tired. On that note, guys, Mayhem Mania. And also thank you to everybody from Slice on Broadway supporting the show, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Thank you. Feeding our guests here tonight. And speaking of the last segment of the show here, what did you learn from wrestling this week? Going around the horn here. Who would like to go first? Who is prepared for this? Off the top of their head.
I am ready.
Yeah, the partner is ready.
I am ready. So, first of all, I wanted to show you first.
Wait, show me
Mayhem
again.
Mania will be running a half marathon this weekend.
Oh, wow. It's just a short run. Is a, what K is that?
It's a half marathon.
Mm-hmm. You don't say that.
North Park.
Why'd you say that disappointingly? And he's showing the bib for you guys on audio for Mayhem, and it says Mayhem Mania on it. Fantastic. All right, I can't wait for you to remove all the watermarks with AI, like we talked about last show, of those pictures.
Well, no, real quick, the organization that puts that on, GCXC, they give you full resolution photos without watermarks.
Ooh. Okay. That means they got a good sponsor to pay for them. So that's good. I like it.
Okay, so what I learned, and this is a bit of an NXT spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled, hold your ears.
Earmuffs, everybody.
Stephanie Valcour is a superwoman.
Absolutely.
I mean, we already knew that.
For 2 title defenses in one night.
And she made it?
She made it.
Oh, wow.
She made the first one, then she was attacked after the first match, and then won the second one, basically because of Fatal Influence being a 3-person team. With the outside interference, she still won.
Nice. Excellent. Blair, what'd you learn this week?
I learned that, shockingly enough, nails do not come out of flesh as easy as thumbtacks do.
I mean, they
all got that lesson.
They landed like flush.
Oof, that's scary. That's scary for your spinal cord.
I, in a past life worked in healthcare and worked in an emergency room and saw some gnarly things. And I thought I had seen some gnarly spots, like working, as we've talked about before. I've seen plenty of Jamie Jameson matches. Like, I thought I'd seen some shit. And then just watching, it was the moment when they did the tug and the zoom just caught perfectly as they go to tug the nails. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
Rough times.
Good times. Good times. Jazz, what about you?
I learned to pop the boys. It's all about the boys in the back.
Okay, is that what happened on Friday?
That's what happened on Friday in the main event. Yeah, there's chops for the boys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. This goes along with some of those booking conversations that we were having before the show. It's a little bit, but it was a charity show, so it was all fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Riz, what about you?
I learned that that I cannot wait to actually start watching Dark Side of the Ring again this year.
Okay.
Like for instance, like this week, right, probably just over, is the Hell in a Cell match, which I actually was at.
Okay.
There's also going to be the Vader documentary, and a lot of other things that I keep on forgetting about. But
excellent.
I cannot wait.
Excellent. Thank you for the visual
And
there.
You're welcome.
Yes. Well, related to that, this is not what I learned, but there's intern John spent the last hour on this. It is a masked eagle picture, which, thank God,
that is true art.
That required so much work.
I have so many
it
technical.
Doesn't look like it did.
Is that just like a bow? It's like a present bow in the middle.
It looks like a parakeet.
It is.
It is. It's just
the mask. That is not just a mask like stretched out. I had to take a picture of a mask and then cut it up to make it fit the eagle's head.
Oh my God! Are you sure?
That's the same picture, but I think there's 6 or 7 different cuts from the same picture.
John, are you sure you don't go to art school?
You know what? My mom was an art teacher.
Oh, there you go.
So this is what she wanted for me. Her entire life. I'm finally reaching my full potential.
I'm so glad we're helping you.
We did it.
Find yourself here on the show.
So just remember, John, send that to Mom.
Yes.
If it's possible.
Print it out on the fridge.
I'm sure she will appreciate that.
Print it out, put it on the fridge.
No context, no explanation. Like, look what I did. We're like, oh, the whole thing? No, just the mask. You know, it's the important part of the situation. So
no, I'm sorry, Sorg.
What?
This isn't the important part.
What? The part? Well, okay. I mean,
in terms of John's art, like the mask is the important.
The mask
part.
is John's.
John's art
belongs to John. Wholly owned by John Incorporated, intern John Incorporated.
I mean, I don't think
LLC.
anybody actually owns this.
That was AI, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure.
That is John's Lucha Eagle OC. Please do not steal.
Yes. There's going to be an NFT for it. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. NFTs. Oh, God. Are we still doing that?
Buff Eagle is for the world. Buff Eagle cannot be
Lucha
for the
Eagle
world,
by
for the
intellectual
kids.
property law.
Lucha Eagle going to the moon.
Going to the moon. What the hell? From the chat room, Tina Keys in Seattle says, what I've learned, people need to learn boundaries. Won't get into much of it. There's another unwanted fan interaction with Cody and Punk. Ugh. There was something. God, there's this. Have you guys seen Jock the Whipper on social media?
I saw the statement he had to put out.
He had to put out. He usually does Ren fairs, and he whips the songs and things like that. He's very good. I know he did 2 shows here in Pittsburgh recently, where WrestleRex was in City Winery. I'm so sad I didn't get a chance to go. But he had to put a statement out that like people like he's wearing tights, you know. And people are like groping him when they're going to take pictures and stuff. And he's like, "This isn't fun." Like, and it's not okay.
Yeah, don't do that.
Matt Birch, True Prince, on the True Prince Pro. Pro. It's not in front of me. Learned that wrestling is incredibly powerful after watching Chris Bay walk to the ring on his own power. In a bit of a show that FSW put on for him after he was paralyzed in a match only 5 months ago. I was watching a little bit. There's some clips from an interview that he did recently about that, and I know a lot of people were talking about that. That's good to see that he's moving. He's it sounds like he's coming to grips with there may not be wrestling in his future. Obviously he's going to continue to try to get better and see where we go with that. There could be a pathway, but you never know.
Yeah.
So, and again, not knowing fully, anything of the diagnosis and stuff, just, things here and there. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. I learned, God, jeez. What did I learn from this? Of course, Pit Fight was on Friday, and I learned the power of having good commentary that can vamp when you have to kill some time. We had a cleanup after the 6-person street fight situation.
No,
and
not the street
no,
fight.
No, just tags and blood.
Not a
and
Gambino match.
Yeah. So, so God bless. Shout outs to Joe Dombrowski, Tony Kincaid, and Doc that were on the commentary team. I felt like 10 minutes. It probably felt like even longer to them. And also, thankfully, somebody apparently stole one of Tad Jarvis's championship belts on the team. So he came over to us looking for it. But Jesse the Mark was on sound, which is great. It's like the only time of year I get to work with Jesse anymore. And he comes over. He's like, "Hey, did you see this?" And I realized I watched somebody carry it over, and I didn't know the story. I didn't know who it belonged to. And I was like, yeah, you can go ask them about it. And he sees that they're live and doing stuff, and we put cameras on them at that point. And I was like, it's my stream. Have fun. So
it's a charity stream.
It was a charity show. Go. It's on my feed. I'm like, go.
Yeah.
Go. I thought he was messing with Joe. It ended up being Tony. So anyways, full show is on Triller TV. Which one? Oh, the FSW show is over there. That's the Future Stars of Wrestling, I believe, out of Vegas. So I know our buddy Mikey, who always used to come up for Warrior, is like, he came up to Warrior in Chicago from Vegas because he was buddies with Chris Bay.
Wild.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing here, dude? Like, why are you here for this? Like, that seems wild. Like, I feel like I came too far coming from Pittsburgh to work this show. Yeah. So anyways. No, that was really cool, and it was good to see. It was good to see a traditional show. Like we talked about traditional versus not, and also like the weird, like, love those kids, but like a charity show is always way overbooked. Everybody's on the show. Too many people on the show. There's 11 matches. One's a Rumble, like a 15-person, like every minute Rumble kind of style match. But I love it for it. You need one of those every once in a while. And it's really cool. I mean, again, that's a club that's like run by the kids at Pitt Greensburg. Like, that's really cool. And it's cool to see what they pull off every year, and they learn things and change things, and and you're seeing a little bit of development there. Like, I think it's like, I work with SAE where like these teams of kids build a car. It's kind of the same thing because they're kind of clubs and extracurriculars that do this, like Baja Formula, Aero Design, planes and stuff, right? And this is like the same concept. It's a club that's building a wrestling show every year. There's no competition or credit, or you're not getting hired by Ford to do this or anything like that. But I don't know what future there is to be a wrestling promoter in general, but but still, like there's a love of the business that's happening there, and some people are like getting into it and everything like that. So it's very cool.
Always good.
Yeah. So, Blair Zeleth and Jazz, thank you so much. Misfit Mafia, part of 880 Wrestling. See you all over the place. Social medias are
at Blair Zeleth on both Twitter and Instagram.
At Jasper Alvin Ziegenbach on Instagram and Jasper Schweiger on Facebook.
There you go. So go check them out. Thank you so much. I hope you guys had fun.
That's a good time.
I know it's a long one. It usually is, especially Mayhem Mania season. So Patreon, we'll stick around and talk a little bit over there. Whoever sticks around for that, maybe we'll talk Eagles. Who knows? Workout plans, whatever. So thank you everybody for being here. You have been our awesome audience. No, that's a different show. That's a different show. We'll see.
Have an awesome weekend.
What?
A week.
We got running. Did I hear something?
What?
You're correcting me. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.